the Klarus XT30. This is a long-range illuminator. Klarus has been putting out a lot of great flashlights lately, and especially their XT series. The XT10, the XT11, those are two of my favorite tactical lights. The XT30 is just an extenuation of that wonderful design that Klarus has been putting out. And with over 820 lumens at max power, this really can throw some light. This beam will go 360 meters. An incredible flashlight. Now, 820 lumens, that's hard to fathom. And here in the daylight, it's blinding. But at night, it's really blinding. Now, there are 4 modes to this flashlight. It does have the dual button interface, which I really love about Klarus, because I can get all my light modes with the big button, and then with the small button, instant strobe. No fumbling around, no fiddling around to find the strobe setting. And typically, if you need strobe, unless it's a rescue situation, you need it quickly. And having it with just one touch button, that's excellent. Now it goes from 820 lumens down to 310, and then down to 10 lumens. And this will go 180 hours at 10 lumens, or 7.5 days. The strobe feature will last 3.6 hours. And your full 820 lumens, 1.8 hours. Just under 2 hours. The one thing I really like about the dual interface is that you can do this all one-handed. There's no fiddling around, it's just instant. Everything at your fingertips. Getting your mode settings, getting it down to low. It's just a very user-friendly light, very intuitive. Now here are the accessories that come with the light. There's a really nice case or sheath that the bottom hangs out. You have a nice lanyard that's fully adjustable. The little split ring goes onto the back to allow your lanyard to fit. Has this little defensive cigar ring to be able to really get a good hold on it with just your 3 fingers. 2 of your gaskets, and also one of the boots, rubber boots, for your control pad. Now of course it is the LED light, and it's one of the XML U2 LEDs. The bulb will last up to 50,000 hours. The reflector itself is very deep, and that allows for a really good throw. It is a very highly polished, smooth reflector. The lens itself is a toughened, ultra clear glass. It's tempered, and it's made to be anti-reflective. It also is highly resistant to scratches. And one of the things too that will protect your lens itself is this crenulated bezel. Now I love stainless steel crenulated bezels. Of course this one is removable, and I believe there are filter systems that you can have to put different color filters onto your light. One of the things about a crenulated bezel, and especially the stainless steel crenulated bezel, is this makes it an excellent self-defense tool. And the flashlight is a passive tool in some ways, but it can also be used in a defensive situation. Now it does have the large head, and that really allows for that deep reflector to be able to really throw. Many flashlights, your little tactical flashlights, they're pretty decent throwers, but to really get the light out there, you need a deep reflector. It's very ergonomic, it feels really sweet in the hand, and it's really balanced. The large head is not that heavy, but the weight of the flashlight is only 10 ounces, and that's with the batteries included. Now, speaking of batteries, we have 2 18650s, or you can have 4 of the CR123s. Again, I personally love the 18650 because it is rechargeable, and these are great and they can be used over and over. The CR123s sometimes can get kind of expensive unless you order them online, and they're still $1 a piece. The contacts are very positive, really high quality, and as you can see, the head is removable and the contacts are just exceptional. The body itself is made from 6061 T6 aircraft grade aluminum. Very sturdy. The anodized finish on here is very durable, and it will keep your flashlight really looking good for a long time. Now the length of the flashlight is just under 10 inches. It's 9 3/4 inches. The body itself is a 1-inch diameter here, which allows you to use this as a weapons mounted light. Now, because of the distance of 360, this would make an excellent weapons mounted light for a long barreled rifle. Okay, here we have the XT30 mounted onto a rifle, and this is a full-size 20-inch heavy barreled rifle. So you're going to get a lot of distance out of your rifle, so it'd be great to get a lot of distance out of your flashlight. With it being 1-inch body here, you can put this on a standard 1-inch ring. You can use your ED10 adapter that will also fit the XT11, XT10. It goes directly onto the XT30, and then you have your pressure pad to be able to the light. That way the light will come on with just a touch of a button. And the head itself is 2 3/8 inches, so it's a pretty decent head size. It is an IPX8, which means that this is very dust resistant and it's waterproof down to about 2 meters. So it's very submersible. If you're using this out in the elements and you drop this in water, you're still going to have a good flashlight once you retrieve it. Of course, here we go. Got it on strobe. We're going to drop it down into the water. Look, we've been fishing. That would be a find. It also has reverse polarity protection in case you put your batteries in the wrong way. Some lights that do not have the protection can actually short out or even explode if you put the batteries in the wrong way. We're taking a look at the Klarus XT30, 820 lumens. That's about 25 yards down to the fence. It does light up the area pretty nicely. Also a decent flood, but the spotlight is really what's intense. Now we're going to drop it down to our 360 lumens, and then we're going down to the 10 lumens. Now you can see the fence and you can see the spot. So really, if you keep it down to 10 lumens, you're still going to get a lot of time, run time on your light, and it still gives a really decent throw for 10 lumens. Okay, here we are with the road that we live on, and it just goes straight up a hill. The top of the hill is about 150 yards from where I'm standing. Sometimes I get a longer view. This is at the 820 lumen setting. Now we're going to drop it down to the 360. Even that is really bright, and you're getting a lot of good throw. Spill is not necessarily huge, but you're still getting a good, 50-foot area right here in front of the camera. I'll tell you, that deep reflector makes a huge difference, even with this low lumen setting. This is one of my work buildings right here. You can see the amount of light. This is about 50 yards away, and it just lights up that whole building. That building is 12 by 24, so it's not a small little building. Okay, now we're getting the shed over to the left. Shed is really large. It's about 15 feet high. Okay, now we've dropped it down to the 360 lumen. Still getting a lot of light. Here you can see that spotlight right here on the side of that building. Up close and bright. It's almost too bright to even look at. Go down to the 360. You got a lot of light. Go down to the 10. You still have a lot to operate with. So I can come up to my shop, have plenty of light, keep the lumens low and my battery lasting. Okay, the pool, we're getting a lot of light. Really in every area of the pool. Another large field, driveway. That's about 75 yards out, that drive. Even at 360, we're getting a good amount of light. So at 110, you can see the dot rolling around out there, but it's not as intense. I recently did a video about flashlights being a defensive tool, and the XT30 is really an exceptional defensive tool. It's not so large as some of the real big flashlights that are similar illumination, and yet you have a nice grip to it. It can be used because of the crenulated bezel, as we've talked about, as a defensive tool for pressure points, an impact tool, and it can be used as a baton. So it has a lot of different uses in a self-defense situation. You know, light is your #1 security tool. You use it more than any other tool for security. You can find the Klarus XT30 at goinggear.com, and Marshall's a good friend of mine. He carries over 450 different type flashlights on his website, including the XT10 and the XT11 by Klarus. Excellent source for your flashlights. You can also get a 10% discount using Such in the coupon code as you check out, and free shipping over $49. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Flashlights are cool.